Welcome again, friends. You know what started as a bunch of sting tapes carried out by a Republic team has turned into a full-blown investigation with allegations reaching right at the doorsteps of the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel. Of course, he has fought back by saying that this is politically motivated and timed with polling in the state. What is important is that some damning revelations have happened. In fact, there is a money trail also. So we are going to discuss all those aspects in this package, Shravan.
Well, in fact, the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel has many questions to answer, as multiple players have named him in connection with the scam. Now, was money as much as 508 crore rupees accepted by the Chief Minister? Was the cash sent on a monthly basis to the Chief Minister's office? Republic investigation has put the focus on the political angle in the scam. Ladies and gentlemen, all this while perhaps everyone thought that there was only a Bollywood link, and perhaps the political link was being spoken in hushed tone. But this 8-part investigation of Republic TV conducted over 10 days exposes two very important links. Whether at all there was a political patronage given to the main accused, and second, was the state administration, the state police in particular, working in cahoots with the main accused? Take a look at this 8-part investigative report and then we begin the debate.
पुलिस महकमे में कैसे बनाया, कैसे इसको पता चला कि नहीं प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए तो
काम के लिए पुलिस को साथ रखना जरूरी है और नेता लोग को, है ना। आज भूपेश बोलता है मोदी को इतना बड़ा गेम चल रहा, बंद क्यों नहीं करवाता? मोदी भूपेश को बोलता कि तेरे साथ पे चल रहा है, किसको क्या बोलेगा? ये सबका हाथ है।
लेकिन इसमें सबसे ज्यादा पैसा
सामने छत्तीसगढ़ चुनाव ना, सब पैसे की डिमांड कर रहे हैं, सब पैसे की डिमांड कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, सब दुबई से पैसा मांग रहे हैं?
हाँ, मांगेंगे।
क्या एक विधायक भी पैसा मांग रहे हैं सीधा?
मुंह खोल रहे हैं।
लेकिन मोड कैसे, पैसे की डिमांड किसके थ्रू करते हैं ये लोग?
और कुछ जैसे कि यहाँ जो पकड़ाए हैं सतीश चंद्राकर और
ASI,
चलो खोल दी ना, पड़ी मार दो, इसको इतना देता था, उसको इतना देता था, कहीं जुगाड़ होगा।
लेकिन अब तो लेकिन सुनिए, ये दोनों अब चले गए अंदर, लेकिन अभी भी चुनाव आ रहा है, डिमांड बढ़ी रही है,
सब छूट जाएगा। जुआ एक तो लगता है इसमें, ये जो छुड़िया पकड़ाए थे उसको 24 घंटे छूट जाते हैं। वही लैपटॉप मोबाइल जब्ती होती वही नहीं मिलता है, कैश जब्ती हो, किसी पास 2 लाख, किसी पास 5 लाख, 24 घंटे जुआ एक है बस। और ये लोग के पास ज़्यादा पकड़ा है, बहुत कैश पकड़ा है, ट्रांजेक्शन दिखा दी ना पूरा मोबाइल में।
किनके पास बहुत पकड़ा है? चंद्रभूषण और
मोबाइल में दिखा दिया। मोबाइल सबसे बड़ा बीमारी तो मोबाइल है। मिसेस पार्षद प्रियंका साहू, इतना मोटा तो चेयर है उसके गले में, जितना वो मोटा था मेरी मिसेस पायल पहनती है। 4 उंगली में अंगूठी, ब्रेसलेट, एक सारा भोला बता दिया, सौरभ को सब चाचा यही है। सबका हाथ है।
लेकिन इसमें सबसे ज्यादा पैसा
सामने छत्तीसगढ़ चुनाव ना, सब पैसे की डिमांड कर रहे हैं, सब पैसे की डिमांड कर रहा हूँ।
सर, आपको लगता है कि मतलब इतना जानकारी दे रहे हैं, सर आपको लगता है कि उसको सब कुछ पता है कि क्या हो रहा है?
देखिए, जैसा मुझे समझ में ये आया कि मैं तो CM साहब के काफ़ी लंबी बड़ी बात होती थी, हमेशा जब भी हाउस में आते थे तो 3-4 चीज़ मुझे क्लियर हुआ कि हो रहा है ये पता था, इंटेंसिटी इतना ज़्यादा है ये नहीं पता। 2 चीज़ें हैं, एक चीज़ तो है कि कुछ फंडिंग हो सकता है, पॉलिटिकल फंडिंग बाकी स्टेट्स में करनी पड़ी हो बहुत सारे चुनाव से।
देखिए, अभी ये हवाला का जो काम हो रहा है ना, अब देखिए अब इनके पास पैसा कैसे आएगा? प्राइवेट जेट से इनके पास पैसा आएगा। प्राइवेट जेट से आएगा या तो हेलीकॉप्टर के थ्रू इनके पास पैसा आएगा।
ऐसा क्यों?
मैम देखिए, अब ईडी का इतना चल रहा है
तो हवाला से भेज नहीं सकते?
हवाला से भेज नहीं सकते।
मैंने सुना तो एयर एम्बुलेंस का भी इस्तेमाल किए हैं ये लोग?
किए, अभी नहीं, पहले किए हैं।
2022 में किया था।
2022 में उन्होंने किया, एयर एम्बुलेंस का इस्तेमाल हुआ है, पैसे के थ्रू हुआ है।
वर्मा जी से मैंने मीटिंग किया तो फिर उनसे बात हुआ और ये हुआ कि अब उनको मुझे हर महीना 10 लाख रुपए देना है तो वो भी ओके हो गया। अब हर महीना मैंने उनको 10 लाख रुपए देना चालू कर दिया, तो काम अब बढ़िया चलने लगा मेरा, और पैसा भी कमा रहे थे हम, सब कुछ ओके था। उसके कुछ दिन बाद ऐसा हुआ कि हमारे लड़के फिर अंदर हुए, अब वो छूट ही नहीं रहे हैं वापस। तो मैंने वर्मा जी को कॉल लगाया कि सर अब ये कैसे हो गया, आपको तो मैं पैसा भी दे रहा हूँ, उसके बाद भी लड़के अंदर हो रहे हैं और छूट भी नहीं रहे, बाहर निकल ही नहीं रहे वो लोग। तो वो बोले कि चलो करते हैं कुछ। आवाज़ तो समझ आ ही रहा था, हमारे बघेल जी का ही आवाज़ था वो। तो पूरा प्रॉब्लम बताने के बाद उन्होंने वहाँ से ये बोला कि कैसे रे सोनी, तेरे को मैं वहाँ भेजा था दुबई काम सेट करने के लिए, तू तो मालिक बन के बैठ गया है, शेख बन गया क्या वहाँ का। अब मैं कुछ बोल ही नहीं पाया, एकदम मुंह उदास सा हो गया। तो मैंने यही बोला कि सर हम तो छोटे आदमी हैं, आप बताओ क्या करना है, जैसा बोलोगे हम वैसा करेंगे। तो बस वो यही बोले कि ठीक है आप प्रशांत जी से बात कर लो, वो आपको बता देंगे क्या कैसे करना है। मैं बोला ठीक है सर। उसके बाद हम चल गए वहाँ से। उसके बाद प्रशांत अग्रवाल जी से तो डील हो गया था कि क्या कैसे देना है, और वो सब तो मैंने अपने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट में भी बता दिया है। उसमें लिखा भी हुआ है सब कुछ रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट में, क्या मैंने किसको दिया है, कैसे दिया है, किसके सोर्स से दिया है, हर कुछ लिखा हुआ है। अब इतना पैसा देने के बाद भी मेरा काम बढ़ नहीं रहा है, अंदर हो रहे हैं लोग, तो क्या मतलब, पूरा फंस गया हूँ मैं पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम के अंदर यार। तो प्रशांत अग्रवाल जी के जब मेरा मीटिंग हुआ उसके बाद से मैंने अब तक 508 करोड़ रुपए दे चुका है। हमारे बघेल साहब, बिट्टू भैया और उनके जो लोग हैं उनको मैंने 508 करोड़ रुपए दिया है। उसके बाद भी मेरा काम नहीं हो रहा है, मेरे काम में डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है इतना ज़्यादा, मैं इतना परेशान हो गया हूँ इस सिस्टम से, अब क्या करूँ समझ नहीं आता है।
पैसे के लिए और काय के लिए? इतना बड़ा भाई, छत्तीसगढ़ छोटा सा स्टेट, वहाँ तो कुछ अमाउंट भी देगा तो बहुत बड़ा होता है, और मैंने ऐसा छोटा मोटा अमाउंट तो दिया नहीं है। जाने का क्या अमाउंट कितना दिया है? 450 से 500 रुपए तक का दिया हुआ है उधर अमाउंट।
मैं गया 2 बार। हाँ 2 बार दुबई।
पहली बार तुम 2021 में गए?
हाँ 2021। दूसरी बार अभी इसी साल में गया। आज 3 साल में अभी तक कम से कम 60 से 70 हजार करोड़ का व्यापार हो चुका है दुबई में। इसकी बहुत सारी मतलब बिजनेस इसका बहुत सारा है दुबई में। इसका सबसे मेन काम है दुबई में गोल्ड का काम है, हवाला का काम है, और जो गोल्ड जो तस्करी होती है दुबई से कलकत्ता के रास्ते जो आती है उसका इसका बहुत बड़ा काम है इसका वहाँ पे। इसका अफ्रीका से अच्छा कनेक्शन है गोल्ड का, लेकिन अफ्रीका से इसका बहुत तगड़ा कनेक्शन है। अच्छा। हाँ, अफ्रीका की कोई गवर्नमेंट से इसका बहुत अच्छा लिंकअप है इसका।
It's undoubtedly a big scam with deep political links. ED has taken note and sought sting tapes, and political ramifications of this sting are far and wide. It is the biggest talking point of this election season. Mahadev betting scam is the biggest political story that others in media have been forced to follow.
Well, undoubtedly, Abhishek, this has become the biggest talking point, and why not? 8-part investigation, which perhaps the Chief Minister and his staff members would find it extremely difficult to even defend at this point in time. And there's a reason why, Sumansi Raman, I'm essentially saying this, because while the 508 crore rupees charge that has been levelled by a man claiming to be Shubham Soni, that can be debated about, but what makes it crystal clear is Republic's investigation. We're talking about the Superintendent of Police, who's also considered to be, at least in Chhattisgarh circles, the blue-eyed boy of the Chief Minister. We're talking about the man, the main accused, his uncle, and an employer of Mahadev, all basically talking about one thing, that the police was working in cahoots with the main accused, and the very fact that there is political patronage, or else the panel operators could not have operated freely starting from 2017. So for a moment, Shubham Raman, forget about the political rhetoric, forget about the 508 crore rupees charge that we've been talking about. The ED, you can keep asking the questions to the Enforcement Directorate. But tonight, I think so, we do deserve answers. Questions which were raised on Friday night, but till date, Abhishek, not a single response. Shubham Raman, we start with you.
Yeah. See, again, we are sort of beating around the bush because, again, we still haven't produced. Now, today, you started off by saying a man who identifies himself as Shubham Soni. Now, we don't even know whether he Shubham Soni is. Is that the level of doubt that there is in this situation? Look, my point is very clear. So far, the evidence leading to Bhupesh Baghel, if any, is yet to be put in the public domain. Somebody says, I gave him money. Again, anybody can claim anything. Now, I have been watching this ever since it broke. And for the life of me, I'm not able to find out when money was given to Bhupesh Baghel, how it was given. Then immediately you run and say, no, the police must have been involved. Very possible police may have been involved, but that could have been at the level of police officials. Now, there is no benefit.
One second, Shubham Raman, what you're largely focusing on, Shubham Raman, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. I'll just make in a short intervention here. It is not something that we are claiming. For instance, which you've missed out and you are essentially talking about only one video of Shubham Soni. I'm bringing you back to the investigation Republic TV has done. I'm talking about the superintendent of police. The man is currently posted in Chhattisgarh. The man who started the investigation in Mahadev. He himself is saying, and I'm quoting Shubham Raman for your benefit, he says it is a police-led, police-guided operation. What more do you want?
No, Mike, I'm still not able to understand. How does this involve Bhupesh Baghel? Look, if somebody in any state government, tell me one state government which can claim that all its police officers are honest. Tell me one state government in India which can claim that. How absurd it is. There are rotten apples in every state. In Congress-ruled states, there are rotten apples. In BJP-ruled states, there are rotten apples. So to say that Superintendent of Police has said it. Now, the allegation is not about the Superintendent of Police having made money or other members in the chain having made money. The key allegation which the BJP is putting across today relates to Mr. Bhupesh Baghel. Now, my question is, where is the money?
But Shubham Raman, again, you're ducking my question.
How much money was given? How was it given? Again, this whole thing seems to be essentially a political hit job on the eve of the elections to try to rescue an election that is slipping away at an alarming pace from the BJP. That's what it is, and it's crystal clear. Otherwise, in the last 2 days, at least some thread of evidence should have been put out saying that money was given on these days at this time. Chief Minister's residence, and this is the man who delivered.
Shubham Raman. Shubham Raman, it's a measure of the times that we live in, that 5 crore rupees is caught, the ED releases pictures, and we still say where's the evidence. But, what is important is, we are going to discuss the politics part of it.
There was 5 crore rupees caught. Was it caught from Bhupesh Baghel?
We are not discussing that. We are discussing whether a scam happened or not. And the fact that money was found clearly shows a scam happened. And the fact that 72 FIRs filed by the Chhattisgarh police, and the fact that charge sheet filed, and the fact that 450 arrests made. So obviously there is a scam. But Nikhil, let me get in Nikhil. Nikhil, Shubham Raman says, how does it involve Chief Minister if Shubham Soni, right?
Right.
Shubham Soni says something. So let's discount Shubham Soni 100%. Now, let's go back to what Abhishek Pallav, the officer, IPS officer, and the man who was overall in charge of the investigation says. Now, he is not doctor, tutored, anything. He's part of the Chhattisgarh police, reports to the Chief Minister. Just a couple of quotes, Nikhil, from what he has said. He has said, Chandrabhushan Verma, the ASI who was arrested, told him, which means an ASI talking to his senior while in custody, the Chief Minister's son has given assurance to him and told him that they have a settlement with the CM, don't worry about it. Then he goes on to say, Abhishek himself had a longish conversation with the Chief Minister, and he got a sense that the Chief Minister knows that this is happening. Maybe he was not aware of the intensity of the scam, but he did know what's happening. So that's where the Chief Minister comes in. Nikhil, this is in response to what Sumant Raman was saying. How does Bhupesh Baghel come in? Bhupesh Baghel is there inbuilt into the system if you go by what Abhishek Pallav is saying, Nikhil.
Abhishek Pallav seems to think that Bhupesh Baghel knew about the scam but did not know about the intensity of the scam. Nowhere has Abhishek Pallav said that Bhupesh Baghel was taking money from somebody, or that Bhupesh Baghel was the one running the scam, or that he was the kingpin of it. And that is precisely the point Sumant and I are making on the debate, and we've been making this point since the past many days. I can come on your show and say that I gave 1,000 crore rupees to Arnab. That does not matter. We can't trust anything that a bunch of conmen are saying till there is proof. So far as Abhishek Pallav, the Superintendent of Police statement is concerned, that is an assessment that he has, that the CM probably knew about it, and even then he is claiming that the CM did not possibly know about the intensity of the scam.
Nikhil,
if I am, let's for a moment assume that Bhupesh Baghel was taking money from these scamsters. Let's for a moment assume that he was taking the money. Let's for a moment assume that he was taking the money.
No, one second. You're distorting it completely. I'm not going to let that happen. Nikhil, I'm not going to let that happen because you're distorting by simply making an assumption. Here, he clearly is saying that the Chief Minister was aware of it. He also makes a point about the fact that there was money that was involved. Could be. Only part where he's being a little speculative perhaps is that he's saying there are elections in other states, could be for political funding. But the fact of the matter is this. He says that I knew about the fact there is a Congress leader's son who has been involved. I found it during the raids I carried out in Jagdalpur. Then he goes on to say that there was a call that was received by him where he said, "Hamara aadmi hai, chhod do." So please, for heaven's sake, please don't say that, the Chief Minister does not know. He says, I spoke to the Chief Minister about it. He also talks about Vinod Verma, who's the political advisor of the Chief Minister, says Vinod Verma has shell companies. The same very allegation that ED is leveling, Abhishek Pallav is providing the corroborative evidence. He being a top cop in the state of Chhattisgarh himself is saying Vinod Verma has shell companies. Forget about the conman. Okay, I'm willing to, for a minute, for the sake of argument, let's forget the conman. Why won't you focus on the fact that you have a serving IPS officer making that admission?
Yes. I am focusing on Abhishek Pallav. I am focusing on Abhishek Pallav only, and Abhishek Pallav is saying that the CM probably didn't know about the intensity of the scam. How am I the Chief Minister and take 500 crores from a bunch of scamsters and don't know what the scale of it is? यार अगर 500 करोड़ की रिश्वत है तो कोई 50 करोड़ का स्कैम तो नहीं होगा ना. The point is simple, that if the Chief Minister indeed did take 500 crores, he obviously knew about the intensity of the scam, but that is not something that is corroborated by Abhishek Pallav. Abhishek Pallav is merely giving an assessment to the effect that the CM probably knew about the scam, but not the intensity of it. He is not implicating the Chief Minister in it, and if indeed he is implicating the Chief Minister in it, why does he not go before the CBI and file a complaint against the Chief Minister? He should do that.
Okay, Nikhil, I really love this innocence. Absolutely out of the woods. Tohin, I'm coming to you. Nikhil, this innocence that the Chief Minister would know everything, and if he knew everything, he would share it with the SP. He would be very transparent. He would say, no, not 508. I actually took 507, so it's wrong figure. But Tohin, is it really about figures, nitpicking about numbers? Isn't it just about the fact that the Chhattisgarh government, even as the investigation was going on, allowed the illegal batting to continue? Because obviously there were stakes of the political establishment there in letting that happen.
You brought a very valid point, Abhishek. Under section 69A of the IT Act. In the last 1.5 years, the Chhattisgarh government had ample opportunities to ban this app. They did not. They wanted it to continue. The Congress party has an unparalleled expertise in handling black money, money laundering, right? Kickbacks, right? But please don't interfere. Have the manners. I don't interfere when other people's back. Have the basic manners. Behave. Just because I extend the courtesy to your age, if I don't interfere,
let Tuhin. 1 minute. Ravi Srivastava, that does not work. That does not work. Allow him to just make his point.
App has been banned. How it is operating even today?
Abhishek, can you calm him down?
What kind of statement are you making?
Can you calm him down? He doesn't,
Ravi Srivastava.
if he doesn't know how to behave, you can just throw him out of the show.
But Ravi Srivastava will come to you, Baba. Will come to you.
Supposed to speak because
We are warming
other people speak.
Two Congress-leaning panelists have already spoken, Ravi Srivastava. Let's just give the BJP guy one chance and then I'll come back to you. Hold on, we'll come to you.
See, if somebody is telling a lie,
You don't need to request him for a chance.
You rebut the lie, but once he's done with the lie, please.
Do you want me to continue, Abhishek? If you can't handle this old man,
I will.
If you can't handle him, then please throw him out of the show.
When
I speak,
why
when
should
other
you
people
not
speak,
Tohen,
please go ahead. He's a fellow Mumbaiker for you. Tohen, please go ahead.
You to say it. You are an ordinary.
If you can't
Ravi Srivastava, this is filibuster of our debate on a Monday evening. We can't allow that, Ravi Srivastava.
Please don't have me on your show.
Ravi Srivastava, please pull back.
People you are having on the show.
Ravi Srivastava, pull back. No personal attacks. This is not allowed. I'll have to ask Aditi to put his fader down. Okay, now. Tohen, please go ahead.
You will have to throw him out of the show if I have to continue in this manner. Abhishek, this is, this is not how Arnab conducts this debate. If I can't get my 2
you have a
minutes,
clean
please
slate
throw him
now.
out of the
Please
show.
start. You will. You are getting it now. Please go ahead.
Abhishek, I am making some very important points. I'm making some very important points over here. The allegations against the CM are very direct. The handler who was initially found with 5 crores of rupees, Asim, he divulged the name of Shubham Soni, and the kind of startling allegations made against the CM by Shubham Soni mentions at least 4 officials. Who are the officials? Vinod Verma, Prashant Agarwal. Prashant Agarwal is continuing as an SP. You've already given out bites of Abhishek Pallav. Now, all these officers need to do is give a notarized affidavit that Shubham Soni is speaking, is lying. Would they do that? They will not do that because they know that Shubham Soni has spoken the truth. I've already mentioned there was a clause, section 69A, which they could have easily invoked in the last 1.5 years, but they did not. Now, 4,000 panel operators were operating and each of them had around 200 people. So can you imagine the extent of the scam? Around 80,000 people were a part of the scam, and if 90% of them were from Chhattisgarh, could this have happened without the administrative complicity? We already know who the police officers were. Some of them, Shubham Soni has clearly mentioned the modus operandi, and mind you, the modus operandi is so startling. It almost seems that Bhupesh Baghel, virtually bought out the small-time operator Shubham Soni, and in fact planted him in Dubai for a bigger business. Because if you look at it, he came back because the same problems existed, and that was a mere blackmail when he said that 500 crores had to be given. Most importantly, look at the national security angle involved here. An affiliate app called Fairplay of the Mahadev app has D-company funding. So these are very serious issues, and we all know that Chhattisgarh was the ATM for the Congress state government. So I would not be surprised if Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi were privy to the kind of funding that was coming in from Dubai from this app.
Abhishek.
Okay, on Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, I'll get the Congress leading panel, but Ravi Srivastava, you get to respond. You get to respond now, Ravi Srivastava.
Allow me. First of all, you want me to believe a fraudster, a con man named Shubham Soni sitting in Dubai making a statement. You want me to believe an Asim who is an ordinary driver who names Bhupesh Baghel that I have given him money. He says, I was paying 10 lakh rupees every month. 508 crore rupees you were paying for 500 years or what? What kind of nonsense is this? Bhupesh
Would you be okay if it was an extraordinary driver?
Removed. Please, Abhishek, can you allow me? You don't interrupt the BJP representative. Please. You allow me 30 seconds or 1 minute only.
No, just having some banter. You said he's just an ordinary driver. I said, had he been an extraordinary driver, you would have agreed with him.
No. Whatever he is, I am saying the ED press release after statement says subject to verification, subject to investigation. What kind of nonsense is this? Why can't he make a statement before a 164 CRPC before the magistrate? No, he was tortured and made to write a statement. Even that 5 crore rupees is given by the BJP, the planted money over there. These people are the dalals of this Shubham Soni, Chandra, all those people who are sitting abroad. These people are making money from them, the BJP people. And today they are alleging here. The Bhupesh Baghel government got it removed from the Google app, that Play app, last year itself. Even then this is operating. Even yesterday, after so much of brouhaha, this app was banned. Even today it is operating. It's a countrywide operation going on, and they expected Chhattisgarh government should do it.
You know, the spread of it, Ravi, just hear me out.
You know, this is a grotesque simplification of the whole case, Abhishek.
If I can also bring in Rajat Sethi right now. Rajat, one thing I've understood, at least from, at least roughly about 30 minutes into the debate, almost everyone seems to be only talking about Shubham Soni, Abhishek, because it seems it's easier to target their race doubts about that particular video. But Rajat, what is very clear is since Friday, we've put out this entire undercover operation by a 10-day undercover operation. Key characters have been exposed, and not a single panelist that I've heard from here who can actually rebut all the allegations that have been leveled by them. It is abundantly clear. For a minute, I would say that forget about the charges that have been put out by the enforcement directorate. You can say that it's yet to be proven. The scrutiny of the court is yet to take place. But the fact of the matter is that tell me one thing that can be debated right now when it comes to the expose that has been done, because it becomes very clear. It becomes very clear when you have a serving officer saying that, look here, we guided this entire operation. What more is left, Rajat?
I think, you are absolutely right. Even if you play a simple carom board on the streets of Raipur in Chhattisgarh, police will come in and say that, see and check if there is a betting happening in that carom board game also. Here, 30,000 crore rupees of annual operations of betting is happening right under the nose of the chief minister. And all these panelists, look at the kind of simplification they're trying to do here. They're saying that, 500 crores, these some petty police people are trying to do. Can you move this kind of an operation right under the nose of the chief minister without him knowing that? And here people are coming up, stepping up. You people are doing sting operations where the clear links are getting established. And the immediate apparent coterie of Mr. Baghel is out there to defend him. Instead of asking for a fair investigation, all these people are trying to come up with all kinds of grotesque simplification theories that, the scam was too small. Some of these petty police wallas were doing it. Where was the FIR, sir? App, clearly, sir, please quieten this talking Tom. This talking Tom needs to stop. First, please. Please stop it. That's the only defense you have.
Ravi Srivastava, don't interfere. Like no one was interfering when you were making your submission. Ravi, talking about the FIR, I'll come back. When we give you the opportunity, when I ask you the question, you won't respond. Let Rajat respond.
Timing will be discussed. Will you keep quiet?
24 hours, this drama.
Will you keep quiet, Mr. Talking Tom?
This is nothing.
He doesn't have the patience or the basic etiquettes also, this man. I cannot debate with this old man sitting there who doesn't have the basic decency of a debate.
Don't debate.
He's pulled back.
Don't debate.
The point
Rajat,
is very
just provoking
simple.
you, he's pulled back. Ravi Srivastava, pull back.
Extremely important. The timing, Abhishek, is extremely important because this is being used to subvert democracy. Democracy's biggest festival is elections. And you're using illicit betting money to influence voters' mind. Why should this timing not be questioned right now? Why did Bhupesh Baghel not file in the right amount of FIRs under various sections? Because betting is an illegal activity in India and under the Chhattisgarh rules and regulations. Where is the FIR, time-dated FIR? Forget about banning, not banning, and all of the domain hopping these companies have been doing. Where are the required FIRs? This clearly falls in. There was a wink. It was certainly allowed by none other than the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh.
No, that's a good question that Rajat Sethi is asking.
Public needs to ask this question this very election.
It's a good question, Rajat. You're asking that. What's this thing about timing? Investigation has been going on for years. First by the Chhattisgarh police, then almost about how many 6 months? by the Enforcement Directorate. Charge sheet has been filed both by the Chhattisgarh Police and the Enforcement Directorate. Arrests have been made, 450 by the Chhattisgarh Police, 6 by the Enforcement Directorate. Gyanendra Mishra, what's this thing about timing? What's the problem if it comes out this time and the people actually get to decide on their vote based on what's been really happening in their government and how they have been cheated, how corruption has been happening, and how the poor have been affected? What's wrong if during election time they come to know of this? What's the issue with timing?
No, so the timing is, I think, Abhishek, is the core of the issue. It is very self-explanatory. I think you were right that the investigation is going for 1.5 years. ED is also investigating for 6 months. So I'm asking a counter question on the same fact. ED is also investigating for the last 6 months. But all the, and obviously I'm not going to question the intent, motive and methodology of sting operation, because I respect you, Shravan, all as in, the professional and a journalist with a lot of integrity. But when the election is going to happen, and the 3-4 days, the series of sting operations start coming, where all and sundries are coming on, except you are talking about the IPS officer. I'll come on that. The all and sundry is coming and taking the name of Chief Minister. That someone is telling, I gave him this money. Someone tells he knows everything, etc., etc. Now also hearing to him talking why the government has banned the app under 69A of Information Technology Act. I think that is a misplaced understanding, because the 69A action can only be taken by the central government. It is the central government which can take the action under 69A of the IT Act, and then the provision on which the 69A can be invoked are very limited. It is only the national integrity, security, and the maintaining the good relations.
Gyanendra Mishra, you're talking about the intent.
Or some cognizable offense being done in relation to those. So the question is that when you look at it throughout the year, the central government are making various laws and regulations on the online, the gaming platform. First, the GST was increased to 28% on the total turnover. Then in January, the law was passed, the scheme for self-regulation was proposed, but that self-regulatory authority and self-regulations never happened.
Gyanendra Mishra, just think about this. You're talking essentially about the intent. Think about this also, no? Gyanendra Mishra, understandable. Let Tuhin perhaps respond to what took them so long, but the fact of the matter is this. Okay, Gyanendra Mishra, just hold on.
The central government was about to ban it.
Gyanendra Mishra, you made your point. Just hear me out. Hear me out, and I'll get Tuhin to respond to the question that you're asking. To the question that you're asking, that what was the centre essentially doing all this while? Why did they not really act? Tuhin can perhaps answer that better. But the question here is this, and think about it. If you're really talking about the intent, then here is a reality check. If the Chhattisgarh government was extremely serious about this entire matter, with the multiple FIRs that were actually registered, the basic that they could have essentially done is at least should have issued a lookout notice, which would have prevented the main accused in this particular case from exiting the country. Number one. Number two, if at all they were interested in taking some action in this particular case, they would not have only gone ahead with arresting the panel operators when you have the main accused in this particular case attending a party in the heart of the city. This too when there was a case that was registered against him. So the intent of the state government was abundantly clear from the inaction, and all that they have essentially done is that, look here, there is some blackmailing tactic that was going on, arrest the panel members. Shubham Soni says that these arrests were being made despite the monthly statements that were being, monthly payments that were being made. Tuhin Sinha, you could also respond to one aspect, that is with regards to the operations of Mahadev as an aggregator. You say that the Chhattisgarh government never made that request to begin with. It is the Enforcement Directorate which made that request, saying that it is time for these apps to be banned because, of course, large number of people were being cheated. So in terms of the timing, as Gyanendra Mishra was also pointing out, why is it that the centre took so much time? And perhaps, Gyanendra Mishra, think about this. What was the intent of the Chhattisgarh government?
As far
Tuhin, first to you.
Shravan, as far as the banning of the app goes, since it is a state subject, the state
Go ahead, Tuhin, please make your point.
Since it's a state subject, since it's a state subject, the state could have banned it under various other clauses involving unlawful activities. So, the onus was not on the center. In fact, after the ED, the scale of this app and the scale of the operations is such which only the Chhattisgarh government is probably still privy to. So the center banning it, probably when the ED took over, whatever remnants of the app or whatever it still exists, letting it be probably was only enabling us to trace it. But fact is, the state government could have banned it under various other clauses. Today, the way things stand, the onus is upon the Chief Minister and the Congress party to provide evidence otherwise. Because like I mentioned, it is very easy for either Vinod Verma, for either Prashant Agarwal to provide a notarized affidavit saying whatever Shubham Soni has spoken is false, or they do not know this person. But why are they not doing that? Because somewhere they know that he has spoken the truth. And it's a very detailed chronicling of it.
But Shubham Raman, if I can also bring you in right now, you've heard what Tuhin has to say in terms of the action that has been taken, or as you would like to point out, the inaction of the centre is what the opposition parties have been alleging. But the fact of the matter is this: have you actually heard the Chief Minister essentially trying to distance himself, or even Mr. Vinod Verma essentially distancing themselves from this man Shubham Soni, or for that matter even Saurabh Chandrakar? And the fact of the matter is that forget about the enforcement director. The enforcement director would not have
very clear.
Think about it. The enforcement directorate comes in much later. The FIRs were registered by the Chhattisgarh police.
Did you see the center banning 22 apps yesterday? They could have banned these things quite some time back. When China had this confrontation at the border, some more apps were banned. It was not state governments which banned them. Center only banned those apps. So nothing would have prevented the center from banning the apps which they banned yesterday.
Can I explain to you how it works?
No, one more point.
Can I explain to you how it works?
To say that the Chief Minister has not clarified at all is not factually correct. The Chief Minister has already clearly said that this is a political conspiracy.
No, we are not saying that. No, he has. Every time he has been asked a question, he has said that it has nothing to do with me. That's his only clarification. But and also, as I said in the opening, that the Congress party has gone to the Election Commission.
Mr. Raman, do you
okay.
actually
He has the right to defend, absolutely. It's a constitutional right.
Is the 500 crores the money? You were talking about the money trail, Ramanji. Do you think it would be lying under the bed of Mr. Chief Minister there? Do you presume this is how the operations of cash happen? Sir, are you thinking that the audience of Republic TV is that fool? You were saying,
sir,
this is the exact argument that Aam Aadmi Party workers are trying to. No, let me complete. These money trail questions were even questioned for Sisodia's case. Supreme Court clear. So this is Supreme Court's job, right? And the agencies are going to prove before the Supreme Court, not before Mr. Raman. Mr. Raman, is the agencies answerable to you, sir, or to the Supreme Court or the required courts?
Agencies are not answerable, sir.
Exactly.
Agencies
that's what I'm saying.
Now don't seem to be answerable to anybody.
You were the one sitting in the same chair trying to defend Sisodia, asking where is the money trail
No,
in the
that's a very cynical statement to make, Shubham Raman.
Not even giving him the basic bail, because clearly they have in certain cases.
Don't seem to be answerable to anybody
at all.
Do
not trivialize it, sir. Do not trivialize by saying, oh, where is the money trail? Money trail will be established. Very clearly,
no, we are not trivializing.
Rajat, let me speak.
Rajat, let me
will not be lying under the bed of Mr. Baghel.
Yeah, let me come in. It's a serious matter.
It's
a very serious matter.
That way.
I won't tell you. Somebody says I paid money to this man.
Okay.
But he will not tell me when he paid, how he paid it.
So he has mentioned
initial days of exposition. Please wait. These are initial days of exposition.
Stop.
You will see more and more facts coming out. This is a gigantic case. This is one of the biggest political scams that have happened. It is not a small thing, sir. Which application has a 27,000
Tuhin had mentioned earlier about the national security aspect of this.
Is it a trivial
just to bring to your notice and to the attention of viewers also. Rajat, please pull back. I'm making a point. Yeah, okay. Now, there is a national security angle also about which Tuhin was mentioning. I have some information which I thought I'll share. You know, these people who are behind Mahadev app and now in Dubai or UAE, they have been associated with a Pakistani citizen. In the Mahadev app, as also another app called Khelo Yaar. The guy is called Mushtaqeen. It is believed that he works in tandem with Ibrahim Kaskar. We know who Ibrahim Kaskar is. The Khelo Yaar is a similar app. And they had, in fact, sponsored the Sri Lanka Premier League Cricket T20 some months back. Now, you see, these are the kind of connections that are emerging in this investigation. It really does not stop at what we are discussing. There are some serious aspects of this.
They have paid money
There's some
to the
serious
government for
aspects
running
of
away
this
from India.
which are going to, pan out.
Paid money to the government for running away from India, like other businessmen. 28 other businessmen, they have paid money to government from vanishing from India. And now they are making statements there.
Chhattisgarh, multiple other
so now
scams
you
have
see,
taken
Ravi
place, whether it is
Srivastava,
coal levy scam, whether it is
unfortunately
liquor
for this
scam.
part of the debate,
All
we
of
have run
them
out of
follow a
time.
pattern.
But we are ending this on a very serious note, which is that apart from what we have seen pan out by way of investigations till now, there is a likelihood, Shravan, right, of a very serious national security angle also coming out. I believe the agencies would be, doing a very thorough job of this. On that note, I believe we thank this panel of guests. We come back after a break and then we continue with the story, but then we discuss the political aspects and the political implications of this investigation, not just on the ongoing election cycle, including in Chhattisgarh, but also perhaps the general elections with what happens in the India-Alliance space.
Well, on the other side, the big debate coming up, the new angle that emerges in the Mahadev scam. What exactly is the Dubai link that the Prime Minister and Union Ministers were referring to? Here at Republic TV, we uncover the truth on the other side.